one and all to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast for our predictions of AEW Revolution. But it's not revolutionary, so
No.
we're clearly better. So, all that being said, I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil KOE, joined by my indomitable broadcast partner,
Tony fucking G. Tony. 2 belts for the time being. I'll be honest, Phil, this one's got me a little worried, but like, share, subscribe nonetheless to make sure that I do, in fact, retain my newly acquired 5.
not a chance.
Number 5 championship.
Well, now granted, yes, you are the five-time world heavyweight champion. But
and it's really just destiny at this point, I think.
well, sir, getting right into it after my
Just gonna gloss right over that, huh?
After the KOE Nation suffered a minor setback at the house show in the desert.
Something they usually flourish at.
But I at least beat Chicken, so that's still almost better.
That's not
than
nothing.
winning.
That's not nothing.
I mean, it's great just getting to grind your insignificant competition into dust. So it's fun time. Hey, Chicken. But all that being said, let's get into this event where I shall capture the RWP Championship back from you.
Yeah, well, keep dreaming. But I'll be honest, this one does have me a little worried because AEW, their pay-per-view lineup's been pretty far and few between. It's looking like they're only doing about 4 big shows a year, which, you know what?
Seems to be a successful formula from at least when wrestling was a really popular thing.
And at a $50 price tag, it makes a lot more sense than selling your network streaming rights to ESPN+. But I digress. Let's get into this
card. It could
card.
still be Disney Plus. What's with all that?
I hope it is, because I have that.
Oh, God.
All right. The go-home AEW Dynamite. My opinion, really lackluster. I thought there was some good, and there was a lot of stuff that just frankly doesn't make sense. A lot of blatant rule ignoring, making the refs look piss poor, and just silly stuff.
But enough about their tag team matches.
Unfortunately, yeah, it was mostly that. One match that came out of that I found even more dumb and honestly turns me away from the entire show in general. Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Who you got? Yeah. That's my level of get. Yeah. No. Please don't destroy me in the middle of the prediction video, Phil.
Yep. I mean, now here's the thing, Tony. I'm a guy.
Yes.
In the middle of Nebraska.
Yes.
That's not to the high level of training that Orange Cassidy has clearly received.
Obviously.
Yet I can pull off his most devastating maneuver.
I assume you've been moonlighting training sessions to build up.
I've been holding the kick pads for him.
Yeah.
He's really come a long way. I'm really liking Orange Cassidy's chances in this.
I don't understand this. I hope there's a payoff here. I'm not seeing it.
If Pac loses this match, I want to know who was the person that negotiated that to him, who convinced him of that?
Yeah.
Because you could probably make world peace happen if you're able to convince Pac to lose this match.
Yeah, I don't see any payoff. I don't see any benefit for either guy of this match.
Except the money.
They're going to get paid regardless. That is irrelevant here.
Yeah, but that's the only payoff.
So I really don't care about this match. I don't see any payoff. Hopefully there is one. I've got Pac. I hope you do as well.
Yeah. I'll take the actual wrestler.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Moving along, this one, this is another one that doesn't really intrigue me very much. I understand it's one of the big storylines. It's just falling flat for me, and I think it's finally starting to win over some of the hardcore fan base, just out of sheer morbid curiosity, I think. But Dark Order versus Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. What do you think? Excuse me.
I think The Super Smash Bros. Shouldn't infringe on other people's copyrighted material to get themselves over initially. That's my first thought. Beyond that, I think the conclusion of this match will be wonderful, wonderful. So I got Dark Order.
You got Dark. Well, I do too, but I don't think it's going to be Matt Hardy.
I think it might.
Well, we can use this as a tiebreaker point. You think Matt Hardy is going to be revealed as the exalted one, if you will?
His contract and no compete and everything is up literally at midnight tonight.
Yep.
So if they stretch the show to midnight, they can reveal him at midnight.
Okay, I don't think it's going to be Matt Hardy. I don't even think it's going to be eventually revealed as Matt Hardy. I think it's going to be Christopher Daniels. I think that makes more sense. I think this is a Trojan horse.
No, Tony, come on. Don't you know that when you promote a new mysterious character, you make sure it's someone that you don't have under contract yet? Just ask Ole Anderson.
Yeah, right. I think AEW's already learned from that. They thought they were going to have Marty Scurll, and that panned out very well. So, I obviously Dark Order's going to
be. Yeah. I mean, they have the more compelling storyline.
Saying that storyline is compelling is a bit of a stretch, but I get your get what you're implying, at least.
They're the ones that they're trying to push a greater narrative.
There you go. That's better. That's better. Justified.
We'll see where it goes from here, but that's what they're trying to achieve.
Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. This match probably won't be the best of the night, but I think it'll be right up there.
I think Darby Allin is going to do something that almost kills himself.
That's a given.
Just when he hops into the ring.
Yep.
I think, again, if we're sticking with momentum, Darby's got it.
I can't disagree. Darby's white hot with the audience. Still, they find ways to take him off TV and bring him back, and each time he comes back to thunderous applause. So Guevara can stand to take losses right now because he's the young gun of the inner circle. He can deal with a loss and bounce right back because he's got a faction to be a part of. So it's not a big deal if he eats a loss here.
Darby Allin still needs to recover from that god-awful Jimmy Havoc loss.
Moving right along, let's not think anything more about that. AEW World Tag Team Championship. Kenny Omega and Hangman Page put the titles on the line against the Young Bucks. Sorry. Did I leave you hanging? There you go.
I'll be honest with you here. This one,
I know.
This is the one that's the toughest one to predict. This one could actually go either way.
I agree.
What makes it interesting.
I agree.
All that being said, as I'm known to say around here, you can try and steal my phrase, but it's just not going to work. I think despite all of the odd chemistry between the two, I think Page and Omega retain.
I hated the build for this. The go home had some really cringe-worthy moments between the two teams sitting there with Jim Ross. The segment fell flat for me. They're just not comfortable in an interview setting on the mic. They don't speak fluently. They don't talk like normal people talk. It feels very foreign.
Who are you talking about in this?
Omega and the Bucks. Hangman only felt natural because he's supposed to be acting drunk. And he's better on the mic than the other three in general. But I don't know. I didn't love it, and I'm not really – I feel like this match is going to be all over the place. And you know what? I'm going to pick the Bucks just to be contrarian.
Okay, we got us a point of difference here, folks. Damn it. Omega.
You are banking on Omega, and I love it. I'm playing pretty loose here because I feel like your pick's probably going to be the correct one, but I got to be a little bit different because I don't think we're going to be very different on the other two matches on this show. The AEW Women's World Championship, Nyla Rose puts the title on the line versus Chris Statlander.
You know what will offend me the most about all of this? You know what really offends me?
What's that?
About this Nyla Rose angle? And what's really going to piss me off about this, and what I find controversial and can't stand, is the fact that Nyla Rose is going to have to spend more than 2 minutes demolishing her opponents.
Oh, it's going to take
That
at least 10.
offends me. The fact that she had to pull out a table against Riho offends me to my core, sir.
Yeah.
What, is there something else to be offended
No,
about?
both times she's...
Is there some other controversy I'm not catching?
No, I don't
here?
think so.
Oh, okay,
Nothing I
anyway,
can think of.
they certainly don't mention it on AEW,
No.
so why would we ever broach the subject?
Completely unnecessary.
Yeah. Not like there's a controversy you can make money there with.
No, nothing
but
people would get
anyways,
talking about.
No.
Nope.
So, yeah, it offends me when Nyla has to go more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's pointless, and I understand that Chris Statlander's over with a lot of the fan base. The gimmick's god-awful. It is absolutely terrible. Even Jim Ross is like, no, I'm not playing into this. You can hear him verbally eye-rolling whenever she comes out. Like, she's a decent wrestler. She's probably one of the better ones on the roster as far as fine-tuning goes. Unfortunately, the gimmick sucks. I can't stand it. I honestly am hoping she loses because of that. So, yeah, Nyla Rose.
Yeah, that one wasn't like... She is, whether anybody likes it or not, she's one of the hotter commodities social media-wise in wrestling right now. So...
Agreed.
God forbid pro wrestling just ride a wave to make some money. But anyways, moving right along. Jack Swagger versus Goldust, a.k.a. Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes.
Yes.
Dustin Rhodes.
Yes.
2019 Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Match of the Year. I will say. So,
yes.
Yeah, we got him to admit it.
In Phil's mind, even though he's wrong.
Too late. Too late. I can edit that to say whatever I want.
No, you can't.
I'll edit in a standing ovation right there.
You literally can't.
I will figure it out tonight just for that. But
no, you can't.
All that being said, he admitted it, folks.
You're half right.
Dustin versus Jake. Now, we do know that Jake also has a great 2-0 pro wrestling record in
MMA, yes.
Lions Den matches.
Yes.
Oh, we're calling that... No, that was in the Lions Den, Tony.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
They wore gloves for some reason in this Lions Den match.
Gotta sell the gimmick.
Yeah, I'm sorry. R-Truth coming out and doing your entrance was kind of a little much. But anyways,
who you got in this one?
It's going to be a lot better match than anybody's going to give
agree.
credit for.
I absolutely agree.
You're going to have Dustin, who is a veteran that knows what he's doing. He's another one of the class of folks that in AEW, there's a few folks that are, as it's been described, they're doing on-the-job training for everybody else. Like anybody they're in the ring with, they're doing on-the-job training. Not so much the case with Jake.
No.
So this one's going to be classic grappling match. Expect Jake to either, target an arm or a leg or some part of Dustin, and that's going to be the basic story of this match.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be compelling enough. We'll see, but I got Jake. He's got to win this. It's his debut.
Well, they said that about Wardlow, and that didn't happen either. So it's really anybody's guess how they want to book this. I think this will be a great match. I think they're going to play into the Jake's just much stronger because that's how they're building him. That's how they've told his story so far. So I'm expecting him to win as well. I'd love to see Dust come away with a win, but obviously he can eat the loss and be fine after.
Yes,
so yeah, Jake.
But there's one thing neither of us did consider. A Rhodes that books his own match rarely loses his own match.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
Maybe you could argue Cody and Dustin are different, but I'm just taking the aggregate of all Rhodes booking decisions over time. Rhodes tend to very rarely lose their own booked matches.
Yeah, that is fair, but I think he gives enough back to the company. He's fine eating the loss here. It's a better story.
Yeah, and they got to put Jake over.
Yeah, you got to do so. You can't hold him out of the ring this whole time and not have him win.
I mean, and especially all of his incredible accomplishments in the Lions Den. We need to...
Moving right along. Cody versus MJF. This is the big one, folks. This is the one that I think 90% of the people are going to pay to see this match. because this is the match that has had the best storytelling, bar none.
The most stakes.
Yes. And it's not even the title match. But
Yes.
this is definitely that match. This is the one people are coming to see the heel get his in this match. So
that is why the winner of this match will undoubtedly be Better Than You, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. And MJF from also Phil, Better Than All of You, KOE. I can also understand. I mean, like, the world just doesn't have enough appreciation for us good heels. You need the bad guy. And so, MJF, hats off to you for your amazing heel work. Do you suppose it's going to be some sort of evil chicanery?
No.
It'll be clean.
Yep, clean as a whistle.
Clean match with like a schoolboy pin without the nariest, tiniest bit of tights.
No, that's what I'm looking forward to the most, is seeing how he cheats to win, because it's going to be beautiful, regardless of how it happens. So, no real discrepancy here so far between us.
It's
the tag team title match.
The tag team title match. The main event,
yes,
Le Champion, which we need to review that. That's coming up as soon as I can find the bottle of Le Champion. Keep your eye on the space.
Yes,
but
the main event, the AEW World Championship. This is the one big singles title they have to hang their hat on. They have the name.
It is pretty.
Chris Jericho. It is a beautiful belt. Chris Jericho, known worldwide for his contributions to wrestling, against the popular, hot Jon Moxley, formerly Dean Ambrose. This is one of those matches that could, for me, go either way. Both guys have worked together in the past. They know each other's styles. This should be a really, really good match. But these guys both also have a tendency to overthink things.
Not Jon Moxley.
So I'm hoping this match doesn't get too convoluted, because I think it has a real danger of that happening.
Is there a disqualification of any kind? That's allowed
in this match? Well, I think this is, as far as I know, it's straight lace. So,
okay. So Jon Moxley Bros won't be doing an entire shop class construction project in the middle of the match.
I hope not.
And then, suplex somebody into something that shouldn't even exist.
Exactly. Let's hope that does not happen.
We can hope. But all that being said, Tony, Jon Moxley, he's had some amazing success, some amazing momentum. I don't know if he's really eaten an honest to God pin. I mean, I'm sure he's lost a few times, but there's always been some chicanery to keep him strong.
Mostly fair, yeah.
But I don't think he can withstand the incredible momentum killer of the Judas Elbow.
Yeah, no, he can't. This is going to be his first big-time loss, really, on the...
God forbid he gets, a backlock on Chris Jericho, and he, tries to, free himself the way every wrestler has.
Oh, no.
The way every wrestler has for, 40 years. Oh, man, yeah. And then he hits the ropes, and then when Chris Jericho turns around, Moxley's just on the mat dead, because he just took, 6 Judas effects.
It is.
And apparently his spinning elbow is even better than John Jones. It's just...
Yeah. Who knew? Who knew that the 49-year-old Chris Jericho had the deadliest elbow in all of the world? We do now. We do now.
Oh, yep. Yeah. I think that elbow probably cost him Wrestler of the Year last year.
Yeah, it definitely kept him out of contention, I'll be honest. So here's to seeing another one of those tonight for a 1, 2, 3. Chris Jericho's going to retain.
Don't forget, he's got to throw in his Chris Jericho scream first.
Is there any other way this goes? Chris Jericho wins.
Le Champion. Yeah. And thanks to tag match, I will become Le Champion later this
There is a strong chance of that. I will be honest.
Oh, it's going to be so sweet finally getting to say you have the shortest title reign in RXW. WP history.
Folks, let's look at it this way.
He's got the longest title reign.
You can't be the greatest if you don't have the shortest and the longest and the most. So, It's just one step closer to cementing my legacy if I do happen to
check
lose
that
tonight.
math again. But all that
I disagree.
being said, if I win it again, we have the same amount. You're not
but I will win it back again. So you're completely missing all the foresight going into this.
God damn it. Winning that belt first really did fuck me over.
Made a difference, Phil. Made a big, big difference. If you're not first, you're last, and I'm always
Thanks,
first.
Sasha Banks. Thanks.
And Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. So, all that being said, folks, I am devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, the Tom Brady of wrestling podcasting, the Michael Jordan of alcohol podcasting, the Nelson Mandela of podcasting in general, Phil KOE, signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partner.
You're the Mandela effect of podcasting, I'll give you that. I am Tony fucking G, Tony Two Belts. Check this space, make sure I rightfully retain one of my titles tonight, AEW Revolution. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll be back.
Like, share, subscribe, folks.